person said, you imprison a man with megaphone while negotiating peace deal with a wanted terrorist. The soldiers spied by these terrorists will be regretting ever serving Nigeria in their graves. What about the wives and children of those soldiers? Can they be proud of Nigeria, a failed nation?
It is unfortunate.
One bandit was given chieftaincy title. And the government officials were invited to the ceremony and they attended it. Is it not the same country where they were giving bandits wives? One state was organizing women for them. That if they got married, they would be...
Oji, look at the military fatigue the guy is wearing.
Come on.
If you dare wear that camo, the military will beat you blue black in public. But
look at him
wearing the military cap.
Unacceptable. It's the audacity and boldness of impunity. That's
bandits and terrorists are criminals.
They are altogether. We take the story in Katsina State, where reactions have trailed the peace deal negotiations between one of Nigeria's most wanted terrorists, Isaiah Kwashen Garwa, with the community in Faskari local government area of the state. The deal was announced on Sunday in a post on X by Zagazola Makama, a security analyst specializing in the Lake Chad region. In the post, Makama explains that for a long time, the terrorists had been linked to kidnappings, killings, and raids across, forest areas in Katsina, as well as neighboring states. Reactions to the story have been divided. While some see the development as a chance to restore calm in long-troubled communities, others question the sincerity of the bandit leader, recalling the atrocities attributed to his group. I mean, look at this man out there holding a rifle. He's out there, Rufai, and meeting with community members. And this is the sort of conversations we're having right now in Nigeria. I'll take the reactions trailing the story, and then we will continue. In the meantime, here is a reaction. This is from an ex-user, wrote on X. Is the peace deal the required justice for the numerous lives that were wasted and are still wasting so many years of setbacks, not only for the direct victims of insurgency and the Northeast, but also for the country in general? Negotiating peace with bandits and enemies who held the entire country hostage for so many days is synonymous with encouraging others to constitute themselves into groups to wage war against the country with the mindset of being granted amnesty after so many years of infiltrating havoc and destroying lives. Meanwhile, a peace deal that was intended to end years of violence in Nigeria's northwest has collapsed after bandits abducted 40 worshippers in Zamfara state. The peace pact had been signed on August 28 between community leaders and bandits in Katsina state. However, less than a month later, gunmen attacked a mosque in Gidangtobe village in Safe local council and abducted dozens of worshippers during morning prayers on Monday. Despite the setback, the Katsina state government is saying they support community-driven pacts with repentant terrorists, but maintain a policy of zero negotiation. What sort of contradiction is that, Rufai?
So when you see a society that the oppressors are beginning to have a very free reign, and the people that the government ought to protect, the government can't protect them, so they try to look for deals with their oppressors. These are vestiges of a dysfunctional society. You will have thought that this government will focus on that, but they'll never focus on that. They'll focus on politics. And that's why they were doing elections in Zamfara State, 5 local governments. I can't still process that thing. They deployed officers from Gombe and other parts, military officers, battalions were there. In security, you will never see that kind of mass deployment. You see, because number one, the government doesn't really care about you that much. So you are left in the hands of kidnappers and bandits. You have to beg them for peace deal. And that's the dysfunctional society we live in. And it's that kind of dysfunctional society that breeds people like Bago. That Badegi FM held his feet to the fire. He felt no other thing to do. He said he was going to demolish the station. Thank God Badegi FM didn't cow to him. You know how many media stations that have cowed to dictators and outright bullies in this country? They took him to court and he was repelled. Now he wants to look at the sermons of preachers. At a point, if care is not taken, I'm not saying he has done it, but at this rate, maybe he'll start looking at all the phones and the call log of everybody because he wants to censor thoughts. The best antidote to react, if they say you're not doing well, is to do well. But in a large regard, in very big aspect, yes, he has gotten some successes right in agriculture, but in trampling of rights and things like that, he has not done well.
Yeah.
And we have to tell him what it is. In that interview, he made many blunders. And please, his chief press secretary should walk him about what they call image. He thinks he's straight talking, but he says a lot of rubbish. Just like what he said in that interview, that Borgu local government is bigger than the entire Southeast. Empirically, it was proven to be wrong. Borgu local government is not bigger than the entire Southeast. Right. So is this not the same man that told his police orderly to slap an imam or something? And the next thing, his reaction was, oh, he was an imposter. So even if it is an imposter, you say they should slap people like that.
All right.
So, you see, we have a dysfunctional society that celebrates dictators, give them a free rein to rule, to lead, to hurt, to demean, and we are meant to go and say rankadede to dictators. And when you speak out, you are told that you are not patriotic, and they will couch it around religious and tribal lines.
I mean, this is the situation that we have in our hands at this point. We have this terrorist leader who's actually on the number 9 on the DSS list, most wanted, and he's out there. His pictures are there, and he's negotiating with the community. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate.
One bandit was given chieftaincy title. And the government officials were invited to the ceremony, and they attended it. Is it not the same country where they were giving bandits wives? One state was organizing women for them. That if they got married, they would be...
Oji, look at the military fatigue the guy is wearing.
Come on.
If you dare wear that camo, the military will beat you blue black in public. But look at him wearing the military cap.
Unacceptable.
It's the audacity and boldness of impunity. That's
bandits and terrorists are criminals.
They are.
They do not deserve jollof rice. They do not deserve chieftaincy titles. They do not deserve any form of negotiation.
No.
The law of the land must be made to follow its course.
Well said, Dr. Bati.
My people, gather around though. This matter of Nnamdi Kanu, the IPOB leader, don't land court again. And this time, it is not about agitation or politics, but about his health that is fast collapsing inside DSS custody. The man is crying out through his lawyers that his body can no longer carry the suffering he is going through. Reports from his doctors say the thing don't reach another level. His pancreas and liver are in trouble. A strange lump is growing under his armpits, and even his potassium level is dangerously low. In short, the man is sick and needs urgent medical attention. Justice Musa Liman, the vacation judge, shockingly admitted that the right to health is just as important as the right to life. For that reason, he agreed that the case must be heard quickly, even though courts are on break. He fixed September 15 for the full hearing and ordered that DSS must be properly served to respond. But here is where the gist sweet pass. Doctors already wrote a letter to DSS begging them to allow Kanu to be moved to the National Hospital in Abuja for treatment. But DSS reportedly ignored them as if nothing happened. Imagine someone is sick. Doctors are shouting. Yes, the security agency pretends not to hear. His lawyer, Kanu Agaba Sam, explained that the application for bail was already filed since May. But the court went on annual vacation before it could be taken. So while waiting, Kanu's health just kept getting worse and worse until now it has become emergency. According to Agabi, the confinement condition itself is part of what is destroying his health. Now the big question, is DSS deliberately playing politics with the man's health, or are they waiting until things become irreversible before they act? Because if anything happens to Kanu in their custody, nobody should say it's village people. The blame will be squarely on the Nigerian state. Meanwhile, Nigerians are watching closely. Some say this government prefer using delay tactics and wicked silence when it comes to issues concerning Ndibo. And obviously, we can see it. Others argue that if Kanu were from another region, maybe things would have moved faster. But one truth remains. Sickness does not know tribe, religion, or politics. If the man is sick, he deserves treatment like every other Nigerian citizen. Simple. What do you think, my darlings? Comment section.
Now, Mr. Okechukwu tweeted and said, the only reason the federal government would negotiate with wanted terrorists while keeping Nnamdi Kanu in jail for years now is the terrorists are sacred cows owned by Nigeria's puppet masters. The federal government has no power over them. Sad reality. Yet, you ask why wants a national divorce. He said people are asking him, why do you want Nigeria to divide? Since the more attention is being given to terrorists, negotiating with them, granting them pardon, amnesty, and rehabilitation. You keep Nnamdi Kanu. You have seen that his health is failing, and nobody is talking about him. It's like somebody forgotten in custody. Now let's take a look at this other videos, and then I'll be sharing some of the reactions with you guys at the end of these videos. Now take a look.
We'll take the story in Katsina State, where reactions have trailed the peace deal negotiations between one of Nigeria's most wanted terrorists, Kwashen Gawa, with a community in Faskari local government area of the state. The deal was announced on Sunday in a post on X by Zagazola Makama, a security analyst specializing in the Lake Chad region. In the post, Makama explains that for a long time, the terrorists had been linked to kidnappings, killings, and raids across forest areas in Katsina, as well as neighboring states. Reactions to the story have been divided. While some see the development as a chance to restore calm in long-troubled communities, others question the sincerity of the bandit leader, recalling the atrocities attributed to his group. I mean, look at this man out there holding a rifle. He's out there, Rufai, and meeting with community members. And this is the sort of conversations we're having right now in Nigeria. I'll take the reactions trailing this story. This is from an ex-user, wrote on X. Is the peace deal the required justice for the numerous lives that were wasted and are still wasting so many years of setbacks, not only for the direct victims of insurgency and the Northeast, but also for the country in general? Negotiating peace with bandits and enemies who held the entire country hostage for so many days is synonymous with encouraging others to constitute themselves into groups to wage war against the country with the mindset of being granted amnesty after so many years of infiltrating havoc and destroying lives. Meanwhile, a peace deal that was intended to end years of violence in Nigeria's northwest has collapsed after bandits abducted 40 worshippers in Zamfara state. The peace pact had been signed on August 28 between community leaders and bandits in Katsina state. However, less than a month later, gunmen attacked a mosque in Gidantobe village in Safe local council and abducted dozens of worshippers during morning prayers on Monday. Despite the setback, the Katsina state government is saying they support community-driven pacts with repentant terrorists, but maintain a policy of zero negotiation. What sort of contradiction is that, Rufai?
So when you see a society that the oppressors are beginning to have a very free reign, and the people that the government ought to protect, the government can't protect them, so they try to look for deals with their oppressors. These are vestiges of a dysfunctional society. You will have thought that this government will focus on that, but they'll never focus on that. They'll focus on politics. And that's why they were doing elections in Zamfara State, 5 local governments. I can't still process that thing. They deployed officers from Gombe and other parts, military officers, battalions were there. Insecurity, you will never see that kind of mass deployment. You see, because number one, the government doesn't really care about you that much. So you are left in the hands of kidnappers and bandits. You have to beg them for peace deal.
I mean, this is the situation that we have in our hands at this point. We have this terrorist leader who is actually number 9 on the DSS list, most wanted, and he's out there. His pictures are there, and he's negotiating with the community. It is unfortunate. It is unfortunate.
We have a picture of the man. One bandit was given chieftaincy title. And government officials were invited to the ceremony, and they attended it. Is it not the same country where they were giving bandits wives? One state was organizing women for them. That if they got married, they would be...
Look at the military fatigue the guy is wearing.
Come on.
If you dare wear that camo, the military will beat you blue-black in public. But look at him.
Look at him.
Wearing a military cap.
Unacceptable.
It's the audacity and boldness of impunity. That's
Bandits and terrorists are criminals.
They are.
They do not deserve jollof rice. They do not deserve chieftaincy titles. They do not deserve any form of negotiation.
No.
The law of the land must be made to follow its course.
Well said, Dr. Batin. Well said.
Matsala ita ta tara mu. Wace matsala ta tara mu? Matsala kashe-kashe, ɗaukar dukiya, ga yanan dai ba sai an ce wani abu, kowa da ya san abin da ke. to sannan ni tambaya ta anan din Najeriya duk inda ake magana ana magana bahilla ce dan ta'adda ne barawo ai akan magana da ake kenan to da Allah tambaya ta farko a ware man kabilar da ba barayi a cikinta duk duniya a ware man ita kabilar da ba barawo a cikinta a ware man ita ku Hausawan da kuke mana magana cewar yan ta'adda ne barayi ne ba barayi a cikin ku akwai su tari sannan ba a ɗauki kabilanci aka samu ku ba mu sai aka ɗauki kabilanci aka samu ko ba gaskiya ba to in ko ba a bar wannan hudodin ba na kashe-kashe da kabilancin da ake dora mana to babu ranar da wannan abun zai kai karshe tsakani da Allah dole sai an koma an ɗauki hanya ta gaskiya an yi ma kowa adalci kai shugaba ka yi adalci kai kuma na ƙasa ka yi biyayya don babu yadda za a yi kai shugaba a yi ma biyayya ba kai ma na ƙasa da kai adalci ba babu bayyuwa kai kuma na ƙasa bayyuwa a yi ma adalci ba kai biyayya ba ko ba gaskiya ba sannan ina da wani misali ko kuma wata tambaya akan irin abin da mu in muka yi za a yada shi a duniya mu wanda aka yi mana ba za a yada shi a duniya ba ina ga kwana-kwanan nan duk mai hawa social media ya ga wata matsalar da ta faru a yankin malumfashi ne ana cewa an kai hari an kashe mutane a cikin masallaci to haka ne ba haka bane Allah kaɗai ya sani amma ni ma ina da tawa tambaya a nan makamancin wancan wanda aka yi a faskari kuma aka yi shi ina ga kowa san kadisau kuma a faskari take akwai wata ranar juma'a yan uwanmu filani a cikin masallaci aka kamo su kamar kaji ɗaya bayan ɗaya aka yanka su mutum 5 kuma an yi zana'idar su a kamfanin dauda ina ga kila ba mamaki akwai mutanen garin anan tun kahin su girbi abin da suka shuka kenan amma da aka je aka yi masu aka kama yaɗawa an yi kaza aka rihe abin da su suka yi to kaga ire-iren wa'annan abubuwan duk akwai su in muka yi ta zaƙulo su wala suna da yawa ko ba gaskiya ba an yi mana mun rama Allah ce kamatu dini tudan yadda kai za a yi maka to haka da ka kashe man zan kashe ma ko ba gaskiya ba ran nan ɗaya ne in ka rasa shikenan in na rasa shikenan ranka bai hinau ba ran babanka bai hina babana ba ran innaka bai hina innata ba ko ba gaskiya ba kuma Allah da kanshi ya faɗa wala qad karamna bani adam Allah ya karrama dan adam fiye da duk halittar da ko ba gaskiya ba to sannan ta ya za a yi mu a kama zubar da jinin mu ku yi tunanin za ku zanna lahiya wallahi ba za ku zanna ba sai dai jiran lokaci kawai ga kumance Allah ne ya faɗi da a zubar da jinin mumini ɗaya gwamma a je a rushe ɗakin Ka'aba to kun san muminan da ake kashewa a ƙasai wa ya san adadi Allah da ya halicce mu shi kawai ya san abin da ake ko ba gaskiya ba ta sanadiyar kashe mumini ɗaya zai sa ba ma local government ba state ba Najeriya gaba ɗaya ma ta samu matsala to don haka nan shi irin wannan al'amarin abinda baka sani ba ka bashi a baka sani ba wanda ka sani kauka a bashi a ka sani ko ba gaskiya ba to ire-iren wa'annan matsalolin su suka haddasa wannan bala'i sannan Allah ya sani a dai wannan lokacin wanda muke ciki yanzu to ni dai ban sanar ma ko wani ba amma ni dai ga yadda nake jin rayuwata to wallahi a duk duniya ba ka da hanyar da zaka zo man da ita wai ka ce za ka yi man barazana ko ka kashe ni ko ka kashe wani dan uwana don in ji tsoro wallahi in ma biya wallahi ba ranar ba lokaci Allah ne faɗi kullu nafsin za'iqatul maut can in ka je cikin wala tijadilu sumini na 2 zaka samu wannan ayi dukkanin mai rai sai ya mutu to haka sai na mutu sai ka mutu me kuma in mun je lahiran nan abinda kai shi zaka girba kowaye kai faman ya amal misqala zaratin khairan yara wa man ya amal misqala zaratin sharran yara kowaye kai kau saboda ayin an je lahira ba babanka zai hisabi ba innaka za ta yi ba, Allah ba shawarar ka zai nema ba. Lokacin da za a halicce ka zo duniya, Allah da waye shawara. Haka in za ka bar duniya, Allah da wa zai yi shawara. Haka in ka je da wa Allah zai yi shawara ga gidan da za a saka. Aikin ka da kai shi za a duba, ko ba gaskiya ba. To don haka nan da mu da ku a nan tare muke, haka ko mun mutu tare za a tashi. Gida biyu ne da in aka lalubo ka wuta ba a ganka ba to kana aljanna, in aka lalubo ka aljanna ba a ganka ba kana ina. To duka da mu da Hausawan da Hilanin duka dai dole nan za mu tabbata, ko ba gaskiya ba. To don haka nan mu dawo mu makan mu kiyamar laili, ko ba gaskiya ba. Ba mu tabbata duniyan nan, ba mu tabbata. In kuma akwai wanda zai tabbata shikenan ya daga hannu, ba mamaki ga nan wajen ba wani. Ni dai na sani ba zan tabbata ba, saboda me Allah ya ce kullu man alaiha fan wa yabqi wajhu rabbika zil jalali wal ikram. A cikin arhaman akwai wannan ayi, ko ba gaskiya ba. Zatin ubangiji kawai ne ba zai kare ba, amma mutuwa ba ita ke gudu ba, to ita ma sai ta mutu. Sai me mutuwa ita muke gudu, to ita ma mutuwa za ta yi. Babu abin da zai saura sai zatin ubangiji. Don haka nan kawai wannan al'amarin Allah kawai ya kamata mu tunkara, mu koma mashi, lokacin za mu sauki wannan al'amarin. Amma duk duniya wannan dai lokacin da muke, wallahi babu katan da za a ɗauka a ba wani mukami kowane iri ne a ce zai samar da zaman lahiya a Najeriya na a ƙasar na, wallahi ba shi. Amma Allah muka bar.
To start with, this is a meeting by opposition political parties in Nigeria, and it's our maiden meeting. And the purpose of this meeting is to galvanize the support of political parties towards judicial and electoral reforms in this country, towards good governance, towards reforming our electoral process. And today we have adopted a name, and the name of this group will be Conference of Opposition Political Parties in Nigeria, COPIN. And by the grace of God, it was a very fruitful meeting. The Labour Party delegation was led by Chief, and we also have the delegation of ABGA led here by yes, and we have the apology of few political parties, but we've all agreed that as opposition political parties in this country, we are going to work together to end the pain and end the shame, democratic shame in this country. We want to make sure that we visibly meet to discuss issues of electoral reform, issues of judicial reform, issues of INEC, issues of rigging, and how we can partner together as opposition political parties in this country to work together to end the democratic shame and the democratic pain in this country, especially from the last elections we've seen in Kogi and Imo. We believe that we cannot continue like this as a country. There's a need for amelioration, there's a need for palliation, there's a need for correction. And we have resolved that I, as the convener of this meeting, will drive the political parties, opposition political parties in this country, to do the needful and to keep the party in power in check, to make sure that our democratic ideals, our democratic doctrines, our democratic tenets in this country is respected, and that there will be fairness, there will be equity, there will be egalitarianism in our democracy in this country. And we believe that we have adjourned to meet in a date that will be announced, and we are going to take this very seriously. And the battle to rescue this country democratically for all opposition political parties is a battle of no retreat, no surrender. And we are all committed to this cause. And what we are calling for here is not a measure. What we are calling for is all opposition political parties working together to build our democracy, to strengthen our democracy, to ameliorate our democratic problems, to make sure that by the grace of God, we push for, judicial and electoral reforms that will strengthen our democratic process and stop rigging and stop allocation of votes by the ruling political party. and to be proper opposition parties, proper political opposition political parties in this country. So it is not. It's a matter of collaboration. It's a matter of unity. It's a matter of doing things together for the betterment of the masses and the populace of this country. So it is not a matter of a merger. It is not a merger of political parties. It is rather a conference of, opposition political parties in Nigeria. And the main purpose is to make sure that together we push for a unified electoral and judicial system to have a better electoral process and to curb the likes of Mahmoud Yakubu from rigging elections in subsequent
okay, so what's your reaction to the relocation of Kogi State Governorship Election Tribunal to Abuja here?
I have no confidence in the judicial system, so I don't even, whether relocated or not relocated, the judiciary remains the judiciary.
This is about putting interests together to make sure that our democratic processes work for the general populace, who are the electorate, who are suffering bad leadership, bad governance, occasioned by bad electoral processes, as led by Yakubu Mahmoud. For us, for things to work, this partnership is for electoral, judicial, and constitutional reform that will help in improving our electoral atmosphere, that will make sure that one man, one vote will be the issue, that will make sure that anybody who goes to cast his vote will be sure that his vote will be counted, that will make sure that Nigerians will have confidence in the electoral process again. Because as it stands today, let me tell you, we have one of the worst democratic process going on right now, because the way the Electoral Commission is managing the process. And I tell you, it's very also important, as part of the electoral reform that we're pursuing, that the commission will be unbundled. Because as today, the commission is overburdened, and because of that nature of weight, commission is acting as state, as someone who is protection of the state, who work and conduct election as if the interest is to protect parties in government. The opposition parties have suffered more over the years, because when you go to election, you have to work along with the fact that the electoral system is working against you from day one. And Labour Party suffered more in the last election. So for all this to work, the parties must be united. They must come together to have a focus on now the electoral system must be fair, electoral system must be credible, and the electoral system must represent the true wishes and aspirations of our people.
All right, thank you.
Please, I have a little question. Whatever you are doing in this coalition ends up at the National Assembly. This is conference ends up at the National Assembly. And the National Assembly is headed by somebody to do the right thing and to restore the right political.
The National Assembly is the people's house, and they will know that when the Nigerian people speak and have a reform that will protect the general interests of our people, that they will not work against it. Because one, the National Assembly does not only consist of the ruling party, it consists of all other parties, like the PDP and the Labour Party and the NNPP, then ABGA. So we are going there to present something that will save Nigeria from this shame, from this international embarrassment, something that will give light and give life to our electoral processes, something that will enrich our democratic practice, something that will give growth and development to our people. Because why? Because elections are not fair, because elections are not credible, is the reason why those who get into government misbehave, because they are not elected by the people. When our elections start to have these ingredients, that credentials, that is fair, that is credible, and that is only by the vote of the people that you can be elected, you will find out those who get into office will be responsible and be responsive to the yearnings of our people.
Kura, the National Vice Chairman, North Central ABGA.
Okay, let's hear from the ABGA angle of this.
Yeah, the conference today showed us that we need to come together and make the democracy work again. So we can't allow it continue to happen in the way they want it. This is a democracy, and we must work together. And this, at the time we are coming now, we must compel them to do what is right for the masses.
Thank you very much.
Your name again, please.
Abdulaziz Arikora is my name.
My name is Ajia Zoira Isajia, National Deputy Woman Leader from ABGA.
Now, the elections are over and the political parties are trying to come together to find a way of adjusting the electoral process to give us credible elections in the country. Do you think, what do you think should be done to get the system working?
Okay, for my own assumption, the way they call us together, They want us to unite ourselves so that the way we can move the political level. Because believe me honestly, we are left behind the way and those people are doing with the other parties. They are not doing actually what's supposed to be done. They are just doing their own. So after they call us, they want us to be united and live together so that we can work on together. I believe when we are united to ourselves, we can achieve what we want, inshallah.
Now, let's take a look at some of the reactions from Nigerians after Mr. Okechukwu posted that tweet. Like this person said, like, it baffles me, senior brother, after all the atrocities committed by Fulani terrorists, one Nigeria still pretends like all is fine with known terrorists heading Nigeria, while their secessionist brother without gun and bullet, Nnamdi Kanu and Prime Minister Simon Ekpa, are kept in DSS custody without any offense. And this other person here said Nigeria must be dissolved because it's not working. Now, this person said you imprisoned a man with megaphone while negotiating peace deal with a wanted terrorist. The soldiers spied by these terrorists will be regretting ever serving Nigeria in their graves. What about the wives and children of the soldiers? Can they be proud of Nigeria, a failed nation? And this other person here said, the natural divorce is something that must happen. This natural divorce is something that must happen. I believe there is nothing any of us can do about it. Whether we like it or not, it will surely happen at the appointed time, and it's very close. So, and this other person here said, the terrorists are allies to the APC government. They use it to keep insecurity going so they can keep making money off it and use them as political tools. Nnamdi Kanu will be under the whims and caprices of the control of their control. These terrorists and bandits have backing. Their weapons are not cheap. And this other person here said, there's no difference between official security agents of Nigeria and the terrorist group. They are all the same, working for the same agenda while they keep deceiving those who wished to be deceived. And this person here is a hypocrite everywhere. They can't eat their cake and have it. And another person here is saying that the only thing I guess is still keeping a revolution military coup in this country is mostly the different language barrier. If that won't come from the military, the civilians will take to the street. One day, it will still happen. Their days are numbered. And then this person say, the United States, some European nations you are calling on are all benefiting from this incarceration. Make sure you are ready to use force to achieve what you want to achieve about Biafra, or else you'll be wasting your time. So that is what this person is saying. With more than 100 PhD degrees and over 1 million professors put together, you still won't understand the country called Nigeria. How and what people, its decision is beyond logic. Do you want to see a joke of a place? Welcome to Nigeria. So people are still frowning at the fact that Nnamdi Kanu is still being held. I don't even understand how the DSS and the Nigerian military are able to like sit down and come to this conclusion. You arrest people from the southeast, you tag them terrorists, and you jail them, and then you arrest the real terrorists, you grant them amnesty, and then you let them go. This is worrisome, honestly. Anyway, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on the bell notification. Thank you.